Dude, let's go. I'm so stoked. So, it's been about 8 years in the making.
Yes.
It's nice to finally meet you.
Nice to meet you.
It's crazy. I don't even honestly know how I stumbled upon your page. I think I was really bored one night and needed like some ASMR thing to help me fall asleep.
Yeah.
And I don't know how my YouTube channel like algorithm got me to you, but it was like, hey, watch this. And like one of the very first videos I watched was when you were still at Nordstrom, obviously, and all of that. And I was like, A, he's got sick style, but B, this is insane. Like, this is something I'd never seen before. And so I was like, that's super cool.
I appreciate that.
So yeah.
Yeah, it's been quite the ride, you know. It's been a journey, you know, the whole time learning, you know, from back when I started to where I'm at now, you know, just kind of like what I'm doing here is just, I'm not really using much saddle soap on there. I'm just kind of cleaning some of the parts that were dirty on the midsole. But on a shoe like this, you know, sometimes saddle soap isn't always the best idea.
I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, obviously you've been doing this for years. Did you start at Nordstrom, or where did you start at?
Yeah, I started at Nordstrom and sold shoes at Nordstrom for quite some time, and got bored selling shoes, and then started shining shoes about 10 years ago, and just had the opportunity to really grow and learn at Nordstrom, and then in 2019 kind of had bigger dreams and pursued them 2020 going forward.
That's awesome. That's so insane. So obviously you've been doing this for a long time.
Yeah.
What are some big things you've learned since starting out that have like really changed where you're at in your career?
Less is more, you know, in terms of the products that I'm using less product.
Okay.
Using, you know, maybe less force in the brushing. Just less is more really kind of translates to everything in shoe care.
I got you.
Really keeps things simple.
That's awesome. All right. So for someone like me that either sends my shoes to you or waits till I see you in person, who doesn't really know much about cleaning shoes to begin with, for just someone that's like, you know, going through their daily life, has some nice shoes, wants to like maintain them, has no idea what they're getting into, where to start. How do you address that person? Like, what do you recommend? How do you recommend them starting out? Just basic things that can help them get by, like on a daily basis.
Wanted to say hi and bye.
Hey, good to see you.
I'll see you around.
All right, take it. I think, you know, just kind of keeping them clean, brushing them off after you're done wearing them sometimes helps quite a bit. If you can just like kind of gently condition them, sometimes with less product, you know, in between shines, it will keep them from drying out and getting too brittle, and maybe cracking in areas that get a little too dry. So I think kind of gently cleaning them with a brush, conditioning them, you know, helps that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And then in terms of polish, you know, use less polish, kind of to get back to that less is more principle.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
So obviously there's a bunch of different types of shoes out there.
Yeah.
I know you talked a little bit about them earlier and stuff, and so obviously I'm looking at buying the pair of Cordovan from you, and then these are what, alligator or something?
Yep. Yeah.
So I guess how does the care vary for each pair? Like for the gator versus like a Cordovan versus, I don't even know what type of leather you're wearing now, but like
probably like calfskin leather. So just depending on the pores that but yeah, just in terms of the pore structure, you know, it will accept different oils or waxes differently. So knowing kind of the animal that you're working on will really help dictate which products that you want to use. But yeah, I'd say like, you know, there's no universal product that works on everything.
I got you.
So keeping it, you know, educated about the different leathers that you're using and how it will affect, you know, how it will be affected by different waxes or oils that you're using.
Gotcha.
Is always kind of a learning curve, and I don't think that everybody will have access immediately to that knowledge, unless if they're working in the industry for quite some time or really doing their diligence on online.
I got you. Yeah, like with these, I've had them for a little bit now, and like I've worn them, and I don't really notice any creasing, like obviously at the front.
Yeah.
But I know like calfskin especially, like you do notice that more. Is there a way to minimize that, or like make it, is there a way to like help avoid any cracking, creasing with that? Because like obviously you're gonna bend down, the way you position, the way you walk, everything like that, it's gonna affect that. So is there a way to kind of help either eliminate it or like make it less visible?
Definitely using shoe trees will help. Yeah.
Okay.
So if you're using shoe trees regularly after you're done wearing them, that will definitely help. The cedar will pull the moisture out of the inside of the shoe after you're done wearing it, and it will help to promote just overall health of the leather.
I gotcha. So do you have a favorite type of leather to work with? Or skin or anything, like just...
I'll take it all, really. Business is good where I can get it, so I won't complain on what I get.
That's
I'll
fair.
take whatever I can get.
I will say I loved every time I think I talk to you, you've done something to one of your shoes, whether it's the Magnanis or something where you're dyeing them or changing their color slightly or just things like that, and I think that's sick.
Yeah.
Do you have like a favorite one you've done to date, like a change from its original color to a different color that you're like, I love this 10 times more, I think this is sick?
Not really, actually. I don't know. I think sometimes I often think like, man, maybe I shouldn't have done something to it. But,
Okay, so what pairs of those have you done? It's like
I've got a pair of Magnani, the boot. That's
the dress boot with the buckle thing?
yeah, it's kind of got like a bluish purple to it.
Yeah.
It was originally kind of gray, and I think maybe I should have just left it that subtle gray because
I
it
gotcha.
might have matched more outfits, instead of being kind of that bluish purple color that it is now.
I gotcha.
Shining up pretty good.
They look beautiful. Oh my gosh. I wish I knew like how old these things were, or like knew more information about them in all honesty.
Yeah, I'm sure the guy didn't wear them too much.
No, I mean like literally was kind of a sick find, honestly. And the fact that like I'd say they're maybe like just a tad big, but not like terribly big, which is fine. I'm not doing as much chaos where I like need them tight fitting versus anything.
Yeah, they're a loafer. It's kind of a casual shoe.
Yeah.
Don't have to worry about it.
So obviously you just did your shine competition.
Yeah.
Anything else coming up on the horizon that you're looking forward to as this year comes to an end and next year starts up?
I'm doing a couple shoe shine workshops at the Yale and Edmond store. One here in Cherry Creek, Denver, and then another one most likely in Minnesota. And then I've got a boot camp event in Chicago. Sorry.
Oh, you're good.
In Chicago in November, and that one should be pretty fun. Where I'll be teaching some shoe care techniques and stuff.
Yeah.
And then January and December is the stock show here locally, and I most likely will do the stock show as well. Shine some boots.
Nice. That sounds so fun.
Good opportunity to hopefully grow the business a little bit.
So originally you're from Minnesota.
Yeah.
So did you move here for this, or
What
brought you to Denver?
Just for sunshine, really, and better weather,
less snow?
more snow. Well,
Do you get more?
snow than
What is the snow like here? Is you get a decent amount in Denver proper? Or like
Not really in Denver now. We'll get a lot in the mountains, like 300 inches,
jeez,
But,
that's crazy.
yeah, typically not as much here in Denver.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Like little disco balls.
They are shining up. Gorgeous. Oh my goodness. They look sick.
Give this one another drink.
So remind me, what again is that?
This is just the lizard and crocodile
Okay.
cream that's kind of more of an oil. I believe it's got coconut oil in it and argan oil.
Awesome.
From the smell of it, it smells like coconut oil.
I mean, it smells fresh up here, so.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just a nice, gentle conditioner.
I gotcha. That's sick. So what is your all-time favorite pair of shoes you own personally?
I don't know. I'd probably say maybe the Chicago colored Jordans that I got.
Nice. Those are always a classic. Are you more of a sneaker guy, or are you more of like a dress shoe or a boot guy? Like, where do you see like your favorite fall, like what you enjoy the most now?
A little of both. I think, they all have their place. I think, I'd definitely try to dress up more. I think it just is a little more professional. But I like sneakers, they all have their place. But I think when I'm working, I have my casual days that I'll kind of dress down and wear some sneakers. But I think for the most part, I rely on, the dress shoes to try to convey my professionalism a little bit.
I gotcha. Dude, I love your, the Santonis? Those things are sick.
Thanks, man. Cool. Not too shabby, huh?
Yeah, they look great. Awesome. Thank you so much.
Do another one, or did you have another pair?
I don't. I just have the boots and these ones.
Okay, cool. All right. Well,
dude, thank you so much.
Thank you. Do you want to put on the other shell cordovans?
Yeah.
We can give it another go.
Yeah,
in
that'd be
case
great.
This audio wasn't really the greatest.
Perfect.